Hey, this is Steffi Giggles. I'm doing part 5 real quick. I was going to stop, but I'm doing part 5 of my story. But I wanted to add something to my story real quick while I was on the roll with some of the first parts of my story. If you haven't caught some of my other parts, look for the covers with Steffi's stories, part 1, 2, 3, and 4. This is a quick part 5. Wanted to share the certain part of my parents when my parents were called. Like I said, I was down at University of North Carolina going to school when this happened, and I was on the interstate with the 18-wheeler that lost part of its leaf spring, and it was a 14-pound piece of metal that bounced off of the truck and through my windshield and through my head. Now, when I say 14-pound piece of metal, this was like a thick block of metal that went through my head. Now, I was down at University of North Carolina. My parents lived just outside of Washington, D.C. in Virginia. My dad worked for the government, and so they were about 5.5 hours away from me. I went to college with my cousin Donna. She and I had always said that we were going to go to school together and live together. And this was like before everybody had cell phones and everything like that. If you had a cell phone, you were rich. Um, so there was two people that had seen the accident. Actually, there was one person that saw the accident. She pulled over and she ripped off part of her skirt and had put it on my head. And then another man had drove up, and he was traveling and was going to New Jersey, and he fortunately was rich and he had a cell phone, and he had called for the ambulance. And then the ambulance came, and they had called and said that they had needed a helicopter for me. They did find my cousin's phone number in the car, and anyways, they had called my parents. Imagine my parents receiving the phone call to come down immediately, and preparing my parents, saying that more than likely by the time you guys get here, she's not going to be with us. I can't even imagine what my parents had to have been going through. They didn't have enough time for flying. They said it was just going to take too much time. They just hopped in the car and came down. They lived in my apartment the entire time through all of this, and I just can't even imagine what they had to have gone through driving down, knowing that by the time they got there, their daughter probably was going to be passed away. I, I just wanted to just make that little video of just saying, thinking about that. I have a lot of love for my